All right, so I'm back on TikTok. I'm back on TikTok because I restarted my computer. Something's going on with YouTube. Whatever, it's all free technology. Oops, I took a screenshot. And boom, there we go. I'm also going to do a quick thing. So here we are. I'm going to just try to alert the people who may have seen the stuff on the page, on the secret page. There we go. I'm back. I'm back, you guys, because I want to give you the 2 hours that I promised you. It's just there, that other channel is down for some reason. And those of you on the Destination Decluttered, there we go. I saw the 10-1 coming up for you on YouTube. Weird. Let me check that. I'm going to stop that. Your channel. Manage videos. Nope. Lives. 5:15. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, seriously, that's so weird. 5:15, 5:15, 5:15, all these weird ones. Edit, more actions, delete forever. I understand that deleting permanent can't be undone. Okay. You know what? We all rely on so much technology that we basically, yeah, it was like it was frozen. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but here we are. Sometimes it's just easier to do this. I'm not going to stress out about it. Notice the lack of stress. That's what I would like to say. Look at me, kind of being irritated, slightly curious about what's going on, trying to problem solve, but not getting freaked out about it. Hey, Judy, nice to see you. So yeah, for some reason there was a technical glitch on the YouTube. So I'm just going to quickly update the members only page. And so in case people are looking, okay, 10 a.m., I'll say TikTok because YouTube was wonky. And I will update it. So if people go looking for me, I have left a paper trail. Okay, Judy, you can't hear me? Can anybody hear me? Oh my God, is technology really freaking me out? Okay. Okay, Kit Kat So Cool can hear me. Judy, maybe your volume is down? Okay. Now I can. All right. You know what? Who knows? There could be something going on a satellite somewhere that's helping us. Okay, cool. So I am back for another hour here on TikTok because YouTube is acting wonky. Okay? Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. And just think, I will upload the previous TikTok live and this one to the YouTube channel so you'll have access. Yes, this keeps us flexible. Spot on, Leslie. It's great to have a plan, but if your plan doesn't work out, how flexible can you be? How quickly can you regain your uprightedness from being thrown kind of off course? Now, there was something I was going to think about like that. Like they say flexibility as you get older, your muscles, they allow you to keep you upright. If you don't have muscles, if you don't have flexibility, you fall over. Somebody bumps into you, you fall over, you break a hip, right? However, if you're flexible, you have some muscles, you can be like, oh, and you can rejigger yourself to get up. So here we are. I thought we were going to be on YouTube. We're not. So we're on TikTok again. No big deal. What do you make a big deal? Yeah, a backup plan is always good. Right. And the neat thing is I have multiple channels. Heck, I could probably do a Facebook Live. Actually, I probably wouldn't, but at least this gives me options. What are some things that you make a big deal of that you don't have to make a big deal of? How could you take your big deal and chunk it down? Now, the neat thing is I have chunks here. It's not just, oh, I'm stuck because if I only had one option, but you have choices. If I only had one channel and it was out, I'm shit out of luck. But and those of you who don't know me, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. Coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Here I am for a second hour doing a TikTok live because my YouTube channel is going wonky. But no big deal. I'll figure it out. I'm not going to let it harsh my mellow, dude. So here we are. Crossing my legs, drinking some water. How about you? What's going to be your hydration word for the day? You know I'm going to repeat certain words, even ums and okays and whatevers and rights. Pick a word I use. All right? Okay, Leslie M says, I make finding time to exercise a big deal. I'm trying to get curious about it, but still unclear. This is where I think it's really helpful. So I'll offer to you, Leslie, what has worked for me in instances like this is if there's something up in your head that you say, I know, kind of like Mr. Spock, very logical. I know that if I work out every day, I will be stronger and it will be good for me. That's your head. Your heart may be telling a different story. And what I would offer to you is, Leslie, would be to sit down with yourself and fold a piece of paper in half. And this is where I like to talk about the head and the heart and the parts in your body of being like being in a car. So you're the driver and your part of you is thinking, if I exercise, it will be good for me. And I'm thinking your co-pilot in the front seat is probably like, yeah, you're right. Muscles, all that. Go for it. Do it. You can do it. You know who's stopping you? Is your backseat driver. Now, you may be so used to them being there that you don't even notice it. And you may not even notice what they're whispering in your ear to make it difficult for you, making it a big deal. So what I would say is sit down, fold your paper in half, 2 columns. Kind of like a stenographer. You're not having a conversation with them. You're just they're dictating what they're saying and you're just writing that down. So ask yourself, why is it such a big deal? What are the roadblocks in the way? What are the things that I tell myself that stop me from exercising as much as I'd like? And I would write that stuff down. Because when you write it down, then you have evidence of the thoughts, the words in your head that are making you feel the feeling of nope. When you have that evidence, then you can translate it, do it in the oppositizer. You can say, okay, if that's a big deal, how can I remove that obstacle? Now for me, I'll give you a few things as an example to get you to know what I'm talking about. Now, what I do is I have chunked it down. Is I have said, it's okay that I don't formally exercise every day. So I have kind of literally, it says on my habit tracker, an official like yoga or Pilates or strength training or stretching. So what do I mean by that? Is by typically showing up for a class that I've paid for or like a fixed time of YouTube video. And I do the whole thing. Left to my own devices, I will lay in bed for hours. So I need external motivations to help me do some of those exercises. But I also consider walking around the house. Actually, to be honest with you, decluttering. Decluttering is actually, gets your body moving. Chunking it down. Am I starting too big? Am I making too makeup? You got to do it every day for a half an hour, and it's got to be something unpleasant, and you're going to do it at a time that doesn't feel good. Notice the things you whisper to yourself that you don't even realize that are being like, ooh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Now, I have gotten so much better. I used to have huge issues with exercise and body movement because of gym class and weight loss and all this baggage from growing up as a Gen Xer with a mother who is like body obsessed. And so I used to go in the opposite way, to be, screw you, I'm fine. I don't need to do that. Oh yeah? Well, it worked for a while until menopause. And now it is use it or lose it. And now I am exercising not for looking good, but for feeling good and feeling strong so I can be a good old person. So your roadblocks, everybody's roadblocks, are being whispered at you from the back seat. Okay, so Alexis is saying, I live in an apartment and I can't even call them to come fix a problem because the place is a disaster. Okay, so you want to have somebody come fix a problem, but your roadblock is your clutter. And literally, this is where I say, your clutter affects so many other areas of your life than just looking like you want it to. It is affecting probably your health to come fix a problem. So if it's a disaster, now notice the word disaster, very not mindful and demure. very judgy, very dramatic. It's a backseat driver word. This place is a disaster. I can't even call anybody because it's a disaster. Now, we all have a backseat driver who's like a little drama queen, but it's really a scared little kid in the backseat. What I want to offer to you is your apartment is filled with stuff. And currently, it sounds like the quantity of stuff you have in your apartment is too much. Would you agree with that? Does that kind of turn down the drama on it? So once you turn down the drama, your drama brain is like your fight or flight brain, okay? So we always start here, just so you know, and again, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach at your service. We always start here with checking in how we feel physically and how we feel kind of energetically. I think emotionally, mentally, but energetically. So you may feel kind of panicky. You may feel physically heavy. You may feel overwhelmed. Let's work on that first before you even start moving a goddamn thing. Learning how to notice how you feel and learning the skill, which is pretty easy, to shift how you feel into shifting into something slightly feeling better. When you feel better, you're going to do better. And a lot of times what we do is we quiet down the backseat driver. Shh. It's okay. We got this. It's just a bunch of stuff. You don't get your emotions involved. You get curious. You don't get judgy. You get curious. Okay? Lizardo, hello. And so what I want to offer to you is one of the ways you can make yourself feel better is the word down, what I call all the downs. So I want you to sit down. I want you to breathe down. Slow down your breathing and breathe down to the bottom of your lungs. Slow down your exhale. Slow down your inhale. Put your feet down on the ground. Put your shoulders down. Maybe drink down a sip of water. Quiet down your environment. Look down. If it looks too overwhelming, look down, focus down, soften down your focus. Even just doing this for a minute will make you feel better. Now, Linda Mosergear, I highly recommend you do this too. If it's emotionally, physically, and mentally challenging, okay, then let's work on building your emotional, physical, and mental muscles. And how you do that is you don't start in your fight or flight brain, in your overwhelmed brain. You start in more of a calmed down, slowed down, quiet down brain, and you make a plan. We're going to make a roadmap, okay? From here to being able to call them to fix the problem. There's a path. There's a path between where you are and where you want to be. Linda, here you are moving and to your new house. There's a path. And a path is made up of little stepping stones, little steps. Okay? But you don't see that there's a path and there's a process while you're trying to fight a fire. I'm freaking out. Shh, quiet down. All is well. Nothing has gone wrong here. We're just quieting down. And when you do that, it allows your animal brain, your human body, to shift gears, to get out of fight or flight and into kind of curiosity, that higher brain of yours that thinks intelligently. And you have an intelligent brain. All of y'all do. And to say, okay, now wait a minute. What is in the way of me calling about that problem? So first of all, where is the problem in the apartment? What room is it in? Okay? What room is it in? Chunking down is another down. So Lizardo says, I love what you say. All the downs. All the downs. Another one is chunking down and writing down. So what room is the apartment in your apartment? Where is the problem? Now, notice, everybody, if we live in something other than a completely open plan house, you probably have, your house is chunked down into rooms. Your rooms are chunked down into corners. Your house is chunked down into levels. Your apartment. Where is it? If the person needs to come in my front door and get to that problem, what is literally, physically in the way of that path? And then start with not cleaning the whole thing, but just start with that path to get it fixed. Chunking it down. Writing down these steps so you don't be like, oh, I got it, and then you're like, oh, I forgot and I got overwhelmed. Write down those steps. What are the physical items in the way of getting from here to the problem area? How can I move them away? Now notice, what I will offer, Alexis, notice, it has nothing to do with what's going on there, but it's right here. I worry what they will think about the place. You have a fear. Backseat driver equals fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of being judged and coming up poorly. Okay, so factor that in. If you get to your front door, now you still need to get it fixed. You do not need to get it perfect in order for you to get them here. But notice the things that you would look at, you would wish they did not see. Is it your underpants hanging from the chandelier? Is it the pizza box on the kitchen table? What are the things that bug you that you would not want them to see? And that can chunk it down for you to do something about that one specific thing. And that's the only way we ever do anything, is one specific thing at a time, one little specific thing. A pair of underwear off the chandelier, a pizza box, a tissue, And Cat Mama is saying to Alexis, I have had them say you would not believe what they see, no worries. They just want to get to the job. They have their blinders on. They're not in there to judge, they're there to fix the problem. Yeah, okay. Penny is noticing. This is resonating. The sump pump stopped working. Ooh, that's not good. That has happened to us. Is there a path? The furnace needs to be serviced. Is there a path? And notice literally and metaphorically, here you are, and that's where you want to go. You want to get from here to the furnace. You want to get from here to the sump pump. What is in the way? And it is often physical stuff. And there's also a component that for whatever reason is stopping you from moving those things. So notice that. Notice. That's a good word. Just notice. You're right. I just need them to get from here to the bathroom. They don't care. They've got their blinders on. They just want to get in, get their job done, and get the hell out. They don't want to stay in here, and especially if it's messy, they want to get out. So how can I get them here? How can I get it so that I feel comfortable making the call, so when I open the door and I look at my place, I am not judging myself so badly? Notice that. You're looking at yourself through what you think is their eyes, but you're really beating yourself up because your house is a disaster. Well, even disaster areas of a true global scale can be fixed up. And all you have is an apartment filled with stuff. You can do this. So get curious. Put on your curiosity cap. Look at what's in the way between you and where that thing is. And literally just even write down. Move the underwear. Throw away the pizza box. Put the laundry closer to where I do laundry. Vacuum. Whatever it is, you can make a list. And a list is a bunch of steps. And if you do that, underwear, pizza box, laundry, vacuum, boom, you're getting closer to that path. And you're not doing the whole house. But how you do this is how you will do your whole house or apartment if you choose to do so. Now I say that because you have choices. You do have a choice. You can do what I'm suggesting. You can experiment with it. Or you can throw another roadblock in your own way to stop you from trying. So I offer this stuff. And if it sounds good and you feel like it, go for it. You're going to be good. If you don't, what's another roadblock you're throwing in your way to stop you from trying something different? Okay? Yeah, and Hannah says, good morning, came in at the right time, a path between point A, and it's never point B, because A to B is just whatever. It's more like point A to point M, okay? Somewhere you want to go. You have to go through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and you get there. Everything is a path between where you are and what you want. And what I mean what you want is you want your furnace working, serviced, so it doesn't break on you. To point, destination. Destination, get problem fixed in bathroom. Destination, lose 10 pounds. Destination, feel good in my home. Feel good. Destination, feel good when I open up the door to the people that are doing work in my house, which technically is weird. There's supposed to be people in my house right now. Hopefully my husband's taking care of them. Feeling good, opening the door to other people. Okay? So, destination feel good. It really is that. It really is that. It's destination feeling okay with yourself. It doesn't have to be feeling fabulous every day. How about just not feeling sucky? Destination feeling okay. Okay is totally okay. I love feeling okay after I felt horrible. I woke up at 4:30 this morning with a migraine. It felt awful. I feel so much better now. I have woken up hungover. Man, feeling okay can feel fabulous when you felt lousy. So do not underestimate feeling okay. Looking around your house, feeling okay with how it looks. Now, if you don't currently feel okay when you look at the stuff in your house, pay attention to that. Notice it. Get specific. When I look in my kitchen, what are some things I don't like seeing? And write that stuff down. But fold the paper in half. On the left-hand side, write down all the things in your kitchen that you don't like about what you see. And then there's the other side. Then that gives you a list. You have now told yourself how to make yourself feel better is to do something about each one of those things. Now, each one of those things, initially when you have written the list, you may have written them in too big a chunk. And it seems overwhelming, so you can't do it. So you take that big chunk and you chip it down. You chunk it down into smaller chunks. Everything can be chunked down into smaller chunks, even like atoms and electrons and stuff like that there. Everything can be chunked down into smaller chunks. We do this all the time. We walk a step at a time. We eat a mouthful at a time. We sip a sip at a time. We lift a weight one repetition at a time. We put a dish in the dishwasher a dish at a time. We take laundry out of the laundry machines a piece of laundry at a time. Chunking it down, you guys. This is why, as I was joking last night when we did the YouTube live, chunking it down. Chunking it down, and I'm going to transition into Lizardo because I've got a special request. Can you talk about not waiting till the last minute and feeling overwhelmed with everything? How to maintain. Yeah. Now, yeah, and actually, Carol, specificity is another way of chunking things down. So, getting specific. What are the specific things that bug me in the kitchen? And writing down those specifics. And a specific thing is a chunk. And then doing the opposite. Dishes in the sink, get the dishes out of the sink. You know what I mean. Now, Lizardo is saying, not waiting till the last minute and feeling overwhelmed with everything, how to maintain. Yes, again, it's going to be chunking down, chunking down. So you may be in the habit, years in the making, of procrastinating and waiting till the last minute and thinking that that feeling of overwhelm and then the fear of getting in trouble is the motivation you need to get started. So notice, first of all, I think the male person just came. Notice that you have a path that's pretty well worn in your in your MO, about how you have done things in the past. So there is a groove in your brain that says, don't start sooner, wait till the last minute, and then get all freaked out and do it at the last minute and hand it in. Now, I will offer from my perspective, you'll see if this resonates. I think a lot of perspective, or a lot of procrastination, is fear of not being perfect, of fear of being judged and coming up less. And so you have an excuse as to why things are not great because you started late. You have an idea of all the stuff you want to get done, but you don't start to get that way, so at least it's kind of half-assed. And what I got to offer to you is, the sooner you start, the chunking it down, and that's part of the maintenance, is not waiting. It's like a road trip, okay? Let's do road trip analogy right here. It's like saying, I can only drive on sunny days. When it is not, when the environment, when the situation is not optimal, I do not do anything. I just wait for that one inspirational day to hit, and then I try to do it all. Now, that means that you are losing valuable time, but also learning how to motivate yourself. And I say motivate yourself, learning how to get yourself started is like learning how to drive a car. Yeah, fear of failure is learning how to do a little bit at a time, and also being okay with whatever you hand in at the end of the day. Feeling good about the quality of work that you've done. And also not setting the bar so freaking high that it's unattainable. So what are you aiming for? Again, your destination. What is the bare minimum you need to do to get a passing grade? Start with that. Lower the bar. Don't be aiming so high, and start small, but just start. And how do you just start? By chunking it down. By saying, what can I do today that will take 5 minutes, that will at least get me working on that project? Now, again, I'm talking very, very vaguely because I've only got vague info, you know? So you're saying not waiting till the last minute and feeling overwhelmed with everything? No, how about what's the one thing you think of? If it's waiting till the last minute for what? Give me a specific and we can get more specific. But notice, specifics bring things more into reality and not just this abstract stuff. So Karen is saying, Karen Bum, sometimes it is the number of things that need to be done, and everything takes forever. Oh, if that doesn't sound like a backseat driver, I don't know what does. Nothing takes forever, because you'd still be doing it and you'd never be done. So notice the overwhelm in both of your sentences. Notice, Karen, just notice, backseat drivers, they speak in dramatic words and overwhelm, and they are just trying to not even get you started. Sometimes it is the number of things that need to be done. So there is a number that makes you feel overwhelmed. If there is a number that makes you feel overwhelmed, then chop it in half. Does half of that number make you feel less overwhelmed? If yes, yay, chunk it down. If no, chunk that number down. And then that number. And does it need to be done? Does it need to be done today? What truly needs to be done today? And answer that question. What are the things that if they don't get done today, shit's going to hit the fan? And what are other things that would be nice if they got done today, but if they don't, it's not going to be the end of the world? And things do not take forever. Things take time. And time is a unit of measure. So get curious about how each one of your chunks, how long they take. How long does it take you to put your dishes from the dishwasher, clean dishes, into the cabinets? For me, it takes about 4 to 7 minutes. I've timed myself. So when I think, oh my God, it's going to take forever. Oh, part of me is like, it's actually going to take about 4 minutes. You've seen the girl here on TikTok, the woman here on TikTok, who says, how long does it really take? And how chagrined she is to find out that the stuff that she's been putting off for so long didn't take that long if she had just tightened up the amount of time. We're all learning from her. Okay. Kimberly, I took everything out of the garage. I'd emptied 17 tubs, then put everything in piles of what goes together. I love it. Categorizing and chunking it down. Great stuff. Now I need encouraging. Okay, you know what? I will say this. I will totally encourage you because you got overwhelmed because you did everything. So I will say this. Taking everything out of the garage, can you tell I'm from Boston? Taking everything out of the garage probably tired you out physically. And when you are tired physically, when you're not feeling good physically, it can also impact how you make decisions. So what I will say, keep going a little bit at a time. Do not do everything. Do something. If you have 17 tubs, if you've got everything in piles of what go together, start with one pile, a pile of stuff that goes together. So then it comes to, and this is the part, and I'm seeing Carol Burke, paper organizing and then reorganizing, do not getting rid of stuff. Decision making, people. Decluttering is decision making. Deciding, do I want this or not? Do I need this or not? It's decision making is decluttering. Organizing can be like, yep, you've got your piles. Now what are you going to do with your piles? And what I highly recommend, and this is what I help you with, is getting comfortable making decisions. Learning the process of making decisions. Okay? So notice, pick a pile. Pick a pile of stuff from the garage. Pick a pile of papers. Pick a pile of pickled peppers. Do you want pickled peppers or not? Open up your fridge. Do you want what you have? If you want what you have, make space for it. But do not make space for stuff you do not want, because then you're going to be surrounded by stuff you do not want. Okay? Now, Oceanana, overwhelmed after, but notice this, Oceanana, and I see there's a bunch of messages coming in, but I want to help you with this. I may have said this and you may have been like, aha, I got it, but if not, I'm going to repeat myself. Notice that when you don't feel good physically, it affects how you feel energetically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. So notice, after feeling exhausted probably, after the lymphedema treatment, that's probably making you feel even worse about the living room. I betcha when you feel better, you will not feel as bad about the living room. But you know what you could do? I don't suggest you declutter at all. I would sit there in the living room with my pad of paper and I would start writing down the list of things that bug me and saying, when I feel better, I'm going to work on one of these things. And then give your human body a chance to recover from your lymphedema treatment. Okay? As one of my clients said that we say often is, maybe I just need a snack and a nap. I bet you need a nap. Okay? So, I hope that helps. Alrighty. Oh, I love that. Hannah says, there is a reward in not procrastinating. It is a little bit of happiness in the job done. Yeah, it's like you get a little dopamine hit. Oh, look what I did. I did that little bit. Oh, I can do a little bit here. You know? All right. Alexa says, I don't have room to have a staging area, so I give up. How can I sort without a staging area? You have to make a staging area. And you know what you do? Is you already know, Alexis, a staging area can literally be the width of your body in front of you. You don't need a huge space. I used to think I needed this huge table, right, Naomi, to sort things out. No, you can sort out in literally a 2-foot space. Here's 1 foot, even a 1-foot square space in front of you. Maybe that's even better, because what you do is you focus down on what you have. Okay? So what I want to help you with is there is stuff already in your apartment, in your home, that you know without even thinking that goes. It's going to be trash. It's going to be stuff that you've already made a decision about donating. So start with the surface level, the easy peasy, the shallow end, the baby pool. Start with that simple stuff first to make yourself some space. Okay? And then make yourself some space, and you do not need as much sorting space as you need. You also can clean off one counter. You can use your bed as a temporary sorting space. Any flat surface will do. And when you even temporarily push things aside, because pushing things aside without dealing with them is temporary, to make yourself a space, then that allows you to make decisions about what leaves your home. So therefore, that temporary pushing aside will allow you to create more permanent space. Okay? Now, Bonnie, listen, I'm here. I missed something. Alrighty, debating donating all of my craft stuff because I'm not making wreaths anymore. I'm debating just doing it all. I was going to make and sell. Now I love this. Notice a debate between the backseat driver and the co-pilot. Now I will remind you, Team co-pilot just wants you to get what you want. Team backseat driver, fear of change, stop, no, don't, wants you to be stuck, is telling you things to stop what you want to do. Why is it a debate? What is the debate? What's the pros and cons? What are the things that are stopping you from just easily donating it and being like, I used to make wreaths, I don't anymore. Here, somebody else is going to make wreaths. Okay? So notice this stuff. Okay? Notice. Okay? A nap. Yeah. Only 3 hours of sleep last night, right? So notice this stuff, you guys. This is why the more I love doing these TikTok lives and YouTube lives, even when YouTube is not working, because the more I talk about this stuff, every time I mention something to you, I run it through my, does this feel true? Does this feel like it would be helpful to somebody? And the neat thing is there are things that I learned by repetition because it uncovers layers of stuff. And what I want to offer to you is starting with your physical body, saying to yourself, are things really that bad, or do I have PMS? Are things really as bad as I think they are? Or am I just wicked tired because I only got 3 hours of sleep? Are things really so horrible, or do I just need a snack and a hug and a glass of water? And if you need a snack and a glass of water and a nap and a hug, get them. And if you can't get a hug, get a teddy bear, give him a hug. Mine's is named Felix. I've had him since 1986. I will probably be buried with him. Okay? So Oceanana, take care of your physical. Always remember, how do I feel physically is always going to be the number one question. And if you're not feeling good physically, deal with that first. Then that often will take care of how you feel energetically. Think of yourself as a cranky little toddler sometimes. Are things really that bad, or do you just need a snack and a nap? And if you need a snack and a nap, give yourself a snack and a nap. Okay? Take care of yourself, and yourself is a human body. You know? Yeah. Bonnie, here's a funny thing. So Bonnie is saying, do I want to stare at it and maybe eventually get back into it? What I want to offer to you guys is you can have seasons of stuff that you do, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just because you enjoyed something in the past does not mean you have to enjoy it in the future. If your chapter of life of this is when I made wreaths and it brought me joy has wound to a close, that's okay. That is okay. Think of the things you used to enjoy doing when you were a little kid. Are you still doing them? Are you still playing with Barbies? Are you still watching cartoons? Now, answers could be yes to both of those things. I don't judge. But you can go through seasons of certain things. You can evolve. You can be interested in something and do it, and then having done it, decide I don't want to do it anymore. I'm good with what I did. Yeah. No, Oceanana, we're going to quiet down your backseat drivers. They are powerful with you, I know, because I've talked with them, and they have been driving you crazy all of your life. You need to stand up for yourself. Your co-pilot and I are saying, A nap is the best thing I can do right now. Not getting things done. Notice the guilt of productivity. Fuck that. No. You have a choice right now. You do not work in a mill on the Merrimack River. You luckily have a choice, and you can choose to flip the bird to the foreman who's saying, no, you got to work, you got to work. And you can say, fuck you, I'm taking a nap. And take that nap. You have a choice. And the more you practice lovingly flipping the bird to your backseat driver, who's just afraid you're going to get in trouble by not being productive enough, you can say, no, dude, the best thing I can do to get more stuff done, to get stuff done in the future, is to take care of myself now. You would not expect your car to drive, you would not expect to drive forward in your car with an empty gas tank. Napping is filling your human physical body's gas tank. That's why every single goddamn one of us falls asleep, whether we want to or not. Our physical body needs to restore so we can move through life. So notice, guilt is a backseat driver. Don't let them drive you off the side of the road. You know? Okay. Now, Carol Burke says, you have helped me learn where I get stuck. Awesome. I get all the way through and can't pull the trigger. Okay, so you're still stuck. You have a sticky trigger finger, right? So what is stopping you from pulling the trigger? And why does it have to be a trigger that we're pulling? Why are we shooting things? How about discarding, putting down the gun, and just walking a step forward? How about changing the words you use? Changing the words you use is one of the most powerful skills you have in your life. Changing the stories you tell. Changing the way you speak to yourself. Changing the words and how you speak about others. Noticing the words that you use and how they make you feel. I notice that all the time now, and you will hear me course correct what I say when I'm like, I don't want to use that word. I want to use another word. You can do that immediately. Okay? You can do it. Yeah. And Hannah is saying, what a nice way to think about it. Donating items and thinking of somebody else who's just on their journey of wreath making. They can do that. Yeah. And you know what? Craft room organizing. We all thought we were going to be crafty. I thought I was going to be crafty. It took me years to feel okay with that. I was crafty with some things and I did them and I was done with it. It was a one and done. I also realized that I had thought that buying a lot of the craft things would encourage me to do it, and I still wasn't doing it. And I realized that I didn't enjoy the craft process. I prefer, frankly, buying the end result from somebody else who enjoys crafting. So notice, it is okay. It is okay that you had an idea that didn't work out, or it worked out for a while and now it doesn't. I have been using this statement lately, which is so true. It's like, it was fun until it wasn't. And that's okay. Can you make it fun again because you want to continue on? Then do that. But if you're done, if you're like, I don't want to make another wreath again, I am good. Good. You got to destination satiated. I am done with wreaths and feeling okay with it. And if you have too much craft supplies for crafts that you don't want to make, that you look and you say, ugh, as opposed to, ooh, I'm excited, I can't wait to get in there. Yeah, Kimmy L says, crafting got me through the pandemic and now I am done. Yeah, there was an alarm you might have heard. I think somebody's backing up in front of us. I have the window open. Okay. Linda Mosergear, moving is bittersweet. Yeah, you get the bitter and the sweet, the crunchy and the smooth. Lived here for 20 years, looking forward to a downsized home, organized home. Yeah, feeling feelings, bittersweet. Yeah, it's okay to feel bittersweet about something. It's part of being human and part of life, you know? Now, Hannah says, buying the card I enjoy. I have card making supplies and I just never did. That's okay. That's okay. You thought you were going to be somebody. You gave yourself a shot. And I say, for whatever reason, You just didn't want to. Maybe the initial, I could do that. That would be fun. But that was like a flare. That was like a spark, but it didn't catch. There are certain things that it's okay if it doesn't catch. I say the easiest thing to do is let yourself off the hook. I will share this with you. I have recently specifically given away 2 books that I thought I was going to read. And as I was reading them, I was like, I'm not enjoying this. It was so funny because I had 3 books on my bureau this week, and I had turned them upside down for whatever reason. So I was like, ooh, I have 3 books to read because I enjoy reading fiction. And I turned over one of the books, and one of them was nonfiction. It was like a help your coaching, like it was something that I knew was going to be good for me. And I turned it over and I went, ugh, I guess I should read that. And then I said, you know what? Screw this. No, this is not bringing me joy. I am okay with the info. If all I ever did was say the same things like I do now and never learned a goddamn new thing, I'm still open to learning new things. But that book was making me go, ugh, I don't look forward to reading that. So you know what I did? I took a walk yesterday and I put it in somebody else's free little library. And I specifically put it in a free little library that I know is walked past by people who might enjoy that book. So let yourself off the hook. Now, Bonnie says, I want to give my craft stuff to someone who is doing it for income. Okay. Bonnie, how can you find somebody? What are some ways you could find somebody who is doing crafts for income? Who in your immediate circle? Who in your immediate circle of friends? Neighborhood? Community? How can you find out? That would be a great stop. You know? Yes, and Kimmy L says sometimes we need to refresh our creative minds. Yes, allow yourself to evolve, to experiment, to play. When it stops being playful and fun, ask yourself, why are you forcing yourself to do that? Okay, I have been looking. I have long paid for it. No one in my neighborhood. School or senior center, says Cat Mama. Senior center people also sometimes have those craft fairs. You know, Jennifer Wu is offering. I gave mine to the library for a craft supply exchange. But here's something too I want to bring into this. Is Bonnie, notice, you have a specific, narrow definition of how you will feel good releasing your things. I will only feel good if I give my craft stuff to somebody specific who is doing it for income. So you're not looking for anybody else. You're saying, nope, 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 nope. What I offer to you is, there may be somebody out there who is doing it for income, but you don't know them specifically. That's why donation places are great. Because you don't have to know the person to trust that whoever is going to get your things could use them and make money from them. You are making your travels too narrow when really what you want to do is just get rid of that shit so you feel better. This is one of the phrases I use when I donate things. I use a lot of what do I want ... and I choose to believe. I choose to believe. So try this on for size, Bonnie. I choose to believe that when I donate my craft items to this place that is easy for me to donate to, and that people come here and buy things at a discount, or they're given them, I choose to believe that when I donate this, that it's going to connect up with somebody who is using it in the way that I would like them to. Okay? So notice, I live near a very wealthy city. They shop at Goodwill. I don't want them to get it. Okay, drive to a poor city and donate your stuff there. Make a day trip. Find the poorest community in your area. Drive there and make your donations there. Make it a day trip. Have lunch somewhere. Go on a road trip. Make it an adventure. Yeah, if you don't want rich people to get your stuff, put it where rich people won't go. I've been to many places like that. Increase the likelihood of who you want it to get is going to get it. Donate it to a pool. Oceanana says, I gave some of mine to a senior center, and the gal at the desk called and said the gals were so excited and fighting over the hall. So where can you donate it that will help people with not as much advantages as rich people? Okay? Anne says, I have that challenge with history stuff. I have been sending to museums. I have found some collectors on TikTok. I love that, Anne. Yeah, I've done that too. I have different ways that I try to do my best getting stuff out in a way that feels good to me. And I love finding out the story of things and where they came from and connecting them up. That's why I feel so lucky that my town has a historical society, and they actually sell things to make money for the historical society. I know that people at the historical society appreciate things and know how to price things. And there, Bonnie, take a drive. And even before you take a drive, make the road map. Look at a map. Look up donation areas, and you know the sad parts of your state or your town or your county or wherever you are. Look at where you could drive, and then also pick out some other fun things to do along the way. Where's there someplace fun I could have lunch? Make a day trip of it. You know? Yeah. You hit on everything today. Well, this is good because I got 3 minutes left, says Carol Burke. You hit everything today. The donation thing was so good. Reading, decades, books on paper. I'm glad what I'm saying is resonating with you. It is from my experience as a coach, but also as a lived person who is a person who collects and has lived in a cluttered home and is the family archivist and all this stuff. These are the things that help me. And I just offer to them because, hey, we're neighbors. This might help you. This may make your journey through decluttering easier. You know, this is what I do. This is what I do. It's a song by Rhett Miller. Such a cutie patootie. Look him up. But this is what I do, and I love doing it. I wish there was somebody earlier in my life that guided me through this. I kind of did. I had my great aunt Aga. She struggled with some clutter because she grew up wicked poor. But she helped me kind of sort through things and be like, it's okay to let go of things. Now, she would let go of things and I would hoard them because I wasn't there yet. But I show up in your life to help you make it easier for you to do this. Okay? So the funny thing is that today I was supposed to show up on YouTube. But YouTube was acting wonky. So what did I do? I just tuned in and did another TikTok live. So I have been pretty much talking nonstop and sharing advice and connecting, which I truly love to do. This does fill me up. This does not deplete me, except for the fact that my physical lungs and esophagus are kind of tired right now from the physical aspect. But I'm going to be signing off in about 2 minutes. What I will offer to you is this. If you like what I'm saying, hop on my mailing list. It's free. The reason I say that is because I do these lives all the time, except for when I'm traveling, and I do travel often. But because I travel, I do them and I don't. I don't want you to be afraid that I've gone away. So I created what I call a TV guide on a hidden page on my website that's only available to the people on my mailing list. And that TV guide shows you when I am going to be doing live. So if you like to tune in, and you're welcome. And I've got courage here. Have some. Now we both have courage. It gives. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And so the neat thing is that I have more TikTok lives and hopefully YouTube lives, if it doesn't get all wonky, declutter parties. And for those of you who are on the mailing list and you haven't checked the members only page lately, last night I actually added 2 more TikTok lives, a TikTok live and a YouTube live on a day that I'm actually traveling next week. Yes, I love it. Yeah, 2 hours here, started my day off right. I love it, Erin. I raise my mug to you. My mug, okay? And Karen Bum says, my takeaway, notice, chunk, small steps. Seriously, you guys, it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. Do not overwhelm yourself by overcomplicating things. Let's dumb things down. Let's simplify. Let's chunk it down, dumb it down, simplify it. Chunk it down, breathe down. You got this, okay? And Anne is saying, thank you for coming back to TikTok more. I know you don't prefer it, but I happen to find you more. You know what? I got to show up where the people need me, you know? And for a while there, I honestly thought TikTok was going away. So that's why I was there. Do I agree with their practices? No. Do I agree with anybody's practices? No. But you know what? If there are people out there struggling, I will show up where you are. Okay? I love it. Becky says this was a fantastic 2 hours. Yay, Pam Stone found me while you were tackling the office. Chunk and simplify. More done than ever in my life. Yay. That's when you know this shit works, people. And don't just do it with decluttering. Try it with everything. Okay? Now, I'm going to sign off now. I get stuff to do. This is such a good group of people. It is. We've got TikTok lives tomorrow, YouTube live tomorrow, Saturday declutter party, Monday declutter party, all sorts of good stuff going on. And both of these TikTok lives will be uploaded to the YouTube page later today, unless YouTube goes wonky. Okay? But no worries, sweet Rain Cynthia, because you know all you need to do is chunk and simplify. It can be fun hanging out together, but it can also be very powerful to use these skills on your own. All right? And you were cleaning. Awesome. Now I'm going to go do some stuff. Have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow. And if you don't know what time tomorrow, get on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. Get the automatic email that gets sent out with a link to the secret page. Look at the TV guide. There are resources here for you if you want them. It's just a matter of you showing up when I'm here. All right? I'll see you guys.